Hi, my name is EJ Massa. I don't know about you, but when I'm feeling down, I go on YouTube, and there's a video that I will watch over and over again to inspire me or lift my spirits. Maybe you have a video that you just put on, and it just brings a smile to your face. Maybe it's one of my videos. Let's be frank, it's probably one of my videos. But for me, the video I'm talking about is Malcolm Reed's pork belly burnt ends video. It's a recipe that just looks so delicious, and it's all told by this giant teddy bear of a man with the cutest accent on earth.
Then we glazed them with a little bit of sauce.
It just warms my cold, dead heart. And I thought, since that video has given me so much joy, and I've never even tried to do pork belly burnt ends, that I'd pay the video tribute by doing Malcolm Reed's recipe. Now I know what you're thinking. EJ Massa, you stupid, stupid goat of a man. How come you're gonna do that recipe if you're not even gonna add anything to it? I'll just go watch that video. By the way, you don't have a cute accent, and also, you won't amount to anything in this life. Well, who cares? I'm doing this for me, EJ Massa. I'm gonna see if these pork belly burnt ends taste as good as they look in that video. And hey, that's an important thing to find out, isn't it? I think so. I picked up this 8-pound skinless pork belly from Costco. For those of you unaware, you know bacon, right? Of course you know bacon. You're on the internet. The internet is like obsessed with bacon. Well, this is where bacon comes from. 8 pounds of f***ing bacon. Oh yeah, this is gonna be good. You're gonna have to restrain yourself from clawing at the computer screen to get these. Now it's time to cut this beauty into delicious meaty strips, cutting about 1.5 inches apart, although I did a little bit over 1.5 inches. Whoops, I guess I'll have to deal with larger pieces. Oh no. And after we're done with that, I'll cut across to make little meat cubes. I put a bunch of them on a rack I had here, and I actually only used 2/3 of the cubes and froze the rest. Because as good as pork belly is, I am only one man, and although my drinking habits may say otherwise, I don't want to die yet. And since I'm cooking this in honor of Malcolm Reed's recipe, I buy his suite of sauces and rubs, mostly as a way of giving back for the hours of mouth-watering content he's provided me. So I sprinkled the pork cubes with the Killer Hogs BBQ rub, making sure to coat all sides with the rub. If you saw my sous vide ribs video, you know I really enjoyed this rub, especially since it's paprika based, and I love paprika for both the taste and the color. It does contain MSG, and MSG has never harmed me or my family, so I use it. I know some of you come up to me and you say, "Hey man, MSG killed my wife and 2 kids in a drive-by shooting. And for that I can never forgive it. So keep it out of my barbecue rub. Keep it out of my barbecue rub." But I have no issues with it, so sprinkle, sprinkle. Now that we're all rubbed up, I'll take this off to my Red Weber kettle, load it up with the Slow and Sear and some oak wood chunks. We'll let them cuddle up to some beautiful smoke at a temperature of 250 degrees for 2 hours. After those 2 hours are up, the color is perfect. And you may be tempted to just pop one in your mouth, but we're not ready yet. They won't be sufficiently tender. Additionally, I'm gonna f it up with some sweet and savory bullshit. Let's kill ourselves with food for momentary pleasure. Tomorrow doesn't exist. I set my doctor on fire. I nestled the cubes into a foil pan. I took 1/3 cup of brown sugar and divided it around the pan. And then I got some honey and gave it a good, generous drizzle. And as Malcolm Reed says, some honey for the money.
Gotta have that money for the honey.
He said it wrong there. He usually says it the other way around. That was an outlier.
Don't make me look stupid, Malcolm.
And since we're already being so healthy, to top it off, I have a stick of butter that I cut into cubes and spread it around the pan. Cover it up in foil, and then I let the smoker go up closer to 300 to 350 for 2 hours. While that's going on, I'll mix up a glaze. Again, it's from Malcolm Reed's recipe. I just want to make you proud. First, I pour in 1 cup of Killer Hogs barbecue sauce. Let me get a taste of it since this is the first time I'm using it. It's syrupy sweet and thin, with some chili powder undertones. Then I poured in 1/4 cup of apple juice, 1/4 cup of apple cider jelly. The recipe calls for apple jelly, and I think I went a little overboard with this fancy jelly, but, you know, it tastes good and cidery, and I like that it has little apple chunks, so, whatever. The recipe then calls for 1 tablespoon of Frank's hot sauce, but since I got this suite of sauces from Killer Hogs, I'll use their very own hot sauce. I'll give it a taste before adding in, and yep, it definitely has a Frank's hot sauce flavor profile, but with more heat. A welcome pleasant heat with a hint of tasty garlic. I'll stir it all around, and now to check to see if these guys got nice and tender. Oh baby, they steaming up my lens. Even my lens is excited for these. Ow, 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 yes, they're tender. I transferred them over to a fresh pan, poured the glazing sauce all over them, put them on the grill for 15 more minutes for the glaze to glaze. It's got a glaze. Glaze. Okay, after all those times viewing the recipe over and over, is it as good as it looks on the YouTube video? Oh, geez. It's an explosion of flavor, a perfect balance of sweet, the savory, the smoke. It's like the savory flavor of ribs and the tenderness of pulled pork. Can't really say I can do anything to improve that recipe, so Malcolm, I tip my hat to you, you beautiful, beautiful prince. Thank you for giving me so much meaty joy. Look, they were really delicious, and I'm having trouble explaining the full breadth of it. But it's not something I'd make every day. I'd make it for a special occasion or a holiday. It's very good, but very rich. If you make it for a crowd, I'm sure it would blow them away, though. And Killer Hogs has a great selection of sauces and rubs, so check those out. I enjoyed them immensely. The barbecue sauce was probably the weakest link for me, at least. I'd recommend the rub highly, and the hot sauce, which was very good. I've also used the all-purpose rub. It's salt, garlic, pepper, and I've used it on chickens and beefs, and it's very good as well. I highly recommend that one. So what video brings you joy that you'd like to pay tribute? Tell me in the comments, because I'd like to know. Especially if it's food related. I always like looking at new recipes and new ideas set in a new way. So let me know. Anyways, until next time, bye.